Hey y'all, how's it going? It's Gina. Hi. Welcome to the live. Yes, I'm trying to go live on my Facebook and it'll take a second. So I thought I had it all dialed in and I didn't. So that's why you're watching me with my waving my arms above your head like this. So how y'all doing? I hope you're doing great there out there in YouTube. So for now, I don't answer the questions on YouTube. I'm just answering them on the Facebook Live on Ask Gina, Facebook Live. Hi, how are you all? So I'm still trying to get this technical stuff down. All right. So be patient with me. Just know that I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. It's not my area of expertise. It's not a professional show right now or setting. It's just me hanging out. A lot of strength and hope, engaging with you guys. And I love seeing you here on Thursdays. Hi, Mary, my favorite. Now, some of y'all get persnickety and fussy with me when I say hi to people. Hi, Terry. But like, hey, this is how you get this thing started, is like people like to be acknowledged. Hi, thank you for saying I'm pretty. You're so sweet. Hi, Brenda. People like to be acknowledged and noticed. Hi, Nellie. And sometimes I know, hi, George. And we kind of become like a little family here on this Ask Gina thing. And I wasn't expecting that. So that is a gift and a miracle, honestly. And so I enjoy my time with you. And I want you to know that. And I acknowledge that. So people that get fussy and cranky and are all like, you need to just get on to the subject and all that. This is part of the fun for me doing it too. Hi, Athena. How are you? Are you looking forward to this topic? Hi, Wesley. How's it going? Good to see you and Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. You're so sweet. Hi, Derek. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of you enjoyed this topic about hanging on to relationships or letting them go. And all week, I noticed my own clients struggling with this very same thing. That's the topic, Matt, is relationships, hanging on or letting go. Like, do you hang on? Do you let go? What if somebody's hanging on to you? What if you're trying to let go of somebody who won't get let go of? Hi, Sarah. How's it going? So, wow, it's not an easy thing to make a decision around this. Okay. And the sun is like so bright, it's like beaming off the side of my head. Can y'all see that? Finally, because it's been dark and gray and gloomy in California. Let me just tell you. All right. I'm glad you think the topic's awesome, Matt. It is not easy to know to hang on or to let go. I've talked to you guys many times on the lives. Hello, Lisa, about relationships, about staying conflict, how to resolve conflict. I'm telling you, hi, Vicky. It's really tough. Oh, it's raining where you are, Brenda. Yeah, it's been like drizzly and overcast. And Californians, hi, is it Ottoman? No. Yes? Is it Ottoman? Othman? Dude, I'm probably not even close, but so yeah, Southern California, we're spoiled. We're used to the sun all the time. And I think I'm like a wilting flower. Like when the sun is not out, I like kind of like go down in my mood and my energy. And I know y'all wouldn't believe it, but like I get all like lethargic and quiet and obnoxious. So I need the sun to keep me going like a little flower, keep me up and bright and animated. Lydia, I have a friend who don't value my worth, but I love my friend. What will I do? Hey, so Lydia's jumping right in there. My eyes are acting funny. So if I don't get better at reading this, I'm going to put on my glasses. Night color eyes, Gina. Thank you, George. Oh, you just noticed those. All right, cool. They're probably more visible. Lydia, hi from the Philippines. So, can I talk to Lydia about her friend who doesn't value her? I've talked to you guys about this before if you've been watching me for a while. Sometimes relationships hit an expiration point. You know how you have an expiration on your food? Hi, Julie. You know how, like, if you keep that food past that expiration point, it gets sour, stale, funky, it smells, it gets fungus, right? Y'all know it gets ugly. Try keeping some vegetables too long past their expiration point and you're going to be scared to go into your refrigerator, trust me. Hi, Gina. I'm glad you're back. So if your friend don't value you, it's time to let her go. So let me talk to you a little bit. If I missed some of your comments, I want to get into the topic a little bit more. Hi, first time viewer, Christina. Is it Christine? Christina, my eyes are weird. I think it's the glare from the sun. I can't read it too good. I'll read it with one eye. I'm glad you've heard good things. So let's get into it. If someone doesn't value you in relationship, what does that mean? Are they ignoring you? They're not showing up when you need them. They don't respect you. They've stopped spending time with you and showing you that they care about you. They're always too busy. They're always hanging out with other people. That relationship has met its expiration point. Something has changed. And the love that was there isn't there anymore. And you shouldn't stay in relationships that have been stamped out. Okay. If they've ended and they're stale and they're sour, you staying there only hurts you. Sometimes we hang on longer because we do love and value the person that we're in relationship with. And we don't understand why all of a sudden they just don't feel the same way towards us. Conflict doesn't have to happen for people suddenly to detach from you. Sometimes we outgrow each other. Sometimes someone has a resentment that they cannot let go of. And so they leave you because of that resentment. That has nothing to do with you. And sometimes people fall out of love or out of favor with you. They don't feel the same way. They don't like doing the same things anymore. And maybe they've changed. And so you grow apart and you grow distant. A lot of times these things aren't about you and you don't have to personalize them, but we do, because all of us want to feel validated. All of us want to be seen. All of us want to be heard and loved and cared for. All of us, me included. So when people don't, hi, Vinay, when people don't do that anymore, it makes you feel bad about yourself. And so sometimes you hang on and you cling on to those relationships long past their expiration. And let me tell you, the longer you hang on to somebody who's given you the signal to go, the worse it gets. It gets ugly on a daily basis when you stay with someone who keeps giving you the signal to go. I love her, but had to get out. Okay, so I'm going to try to read Matt's comment. Me and my wife have been legally separated for 9 months. Should we or can we be friends after this? Matt, I think you asked me that, and I probably didn't answer it, right? On Tuesday or before. So I want to answer it for you and keep saying hi to everybody. You're so right. Thank you, Brenda. So, hey, friendships past a relationship, like, hi, Lydia, I love you. And thank you. And Narandra. I'm going to try really hard to get your name. So I think when you're in relationship, in a marriage, and it's been a very committed, intimate, personally fulfilling relationship, and then something changes and it goes sour and it ends, you get divorced or you get separated, it's because you've grown apart. And if you've done all the things you need to do to try to heal a relationship and nothing you do can bring it back to life, then that relationship too has kind of died. You have to decide for yourself, am I hanging on to this person because I don't know how to let go? Or am I hanging on to this person because we now have this friendship? Because we've been friends all along. You guys, if you're married to somebody, they should be your friend. Like my husband truly is my very best friend and always has my back and always has my best interest. But we fight like cats and dogs sometimes. And we have a very long relationship, 30-year relationship. It's probably longer and I'm losing track because I don't want to count because I'm getting old and I don't want to know. So in speaking to Matt, and I'm hoping the rest of you that have these relationships that you've been in, whether it's a marriage or a partnership, or you have a common law marriage or a love, just a love interest that you've been with for a long period of time, it's hard to let go of someone that you consider a friend, that's been a friend, that's been there for you in the past. What you got to know is, are they still there for you now? Or are you just there because you can't let go because you're sentimental? Are they no longer treating you the way that you want to be treated and the way you deserve to be treated, even in friendship, and you're just staying out of nostalgia? You got to explore that, Matt. Okay. She was my best friend. It's hard to let go. Amen. And thank you for sharing that, Matt, because it's so true. And yes, Fareed is very blessed, George. I think. I drive him crazy too, though. Don't think this is a lot to take in. Let me tell you. Derek, speaking facts, that's what it do. Yes, Derek, speaking facts, that's what it do. That's what we do. So you love that person, they're your friend, you've been together, but your life has changed. You've grown apart, and you have different interests now. It's so weird to be in relationship with somebody and then all of a sudden realize we don't have anything in common anymore. We don't have the same interests, conversations, likes, desires. What happened? And sometimes it's because something ugly went down or something changed it. Maybe there was cheating, like, an infidelity, or maybe there's drug addiction or alcohol addiction, or maybe you've grown cold and distant and critical of each other. It's okay to move on. Change is possible for everybody, and change is often needed. And Amy's saying it's the change people don't want. Yeah, I agree with you. And change is part of life. We can't stop it. It's an evolution. We are changing along with the person who's maybe grown apart from us, or we have outgrown them. But you deserve to have relationships that are fulfilling, whether it's a friendship, a partner, a lover, your boss. And when you feel like you've outgrown them, or they feel they've outgrown you, it's okay to let go. Nobody's going to die from this. It does feel like it initially. I want to try to get some of these comments because they're coming in fast. Learning more about being valued. If a person lies to you from the very beginning, even though you fell in love but are now separated almost a year, did they ever truly value me? And how tough is it to let go of the love but stay best friends? Man, these are hard questions, you guys. Their memory's still with you. I got clean and sober. It was a change. Yes, Matt, that's it. You got clean. Your partner is different. You don't see each other and relate to each other in the same way because you're a different man. Absolutely. Routine is the worst enemy for matrimony. That's what George says, because you have to reinvent something, like reinvent yourself in relationship. I'm thinking George is saying to keep it fresh. Matt, you can't go backwards. I agree with Vicky 100%. You can't. You work hard to get clean, and you got to stay clean. And it's nostalgia driving you back, trying to do the same thing, expecting a different result, thinking that it's going to be the same. I'm used to it. It's familiar. It is hard, but it is necessary, Amy. Amen. Absolutely. I'm glad you're all jumping on this. And I want to try to help Wesley too, talking about from the very beginning, if a person lies to you. Listen, if someone lies to you, there's already a loss of respect and disrespect. It is very difficult to get that back. Why did they lie to you? What did they lie to you about? Was it a little lie or was it a big lie? And in measuring that, right, it doesn't matter. They still lied to you. But in measuring that is to know, I lied to you because I was nervous, because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, because I knew it would upset you. And that's my bad. Maybe they can fix that. But if it's a big lie, it's a character defect. And a person who lies is potentially going to do it again. And forgiving that person, it depends on what they did. If they lied about, oh, I spent $5 on my credit card and they actually spent 200 because they have an issue with managing their money, maybe you can get over that. If they lied, I'm with my girlfriends, but I'm with a guy, or I flirted with a guy and when I shouldn't have, these are lies that you can't take back. You guys tell me some lies that people have told you. And truth is that if someone respects you, they wouldn't lie to you anyways. Even if they're afraid of hurting your feelings, they'll tell you the truth. Whatever that truth is, I'm not in love with you anymore. That's a whole other topic about breaking up with people and being afraid to tell them the truth. You guys, do you think you're sparing them pain? By lying to them, you're causing more pain. It's painful to say to somebody, but it's the truth to say, I no longer feel the love I had for you. I'm no longer attracted to you. I no longer feel the same way when we first met. And I can't seem to get that back. And I don't want to keep dragging us through this dead relationship. That's all right. Yeah, it hurts, but that person will always respect you. I always respect the guys who broke up with me and told me the truth. This isn't working. I don't want to be in a committed relationship. I'm not ready for what you want. You obviously are a serious girl. This isn't what I want. I love that. I respect that. But to be lied to and be strung along breaks your heart. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Thank you. Brenda, Matt, thanks, Vicky. Yes, yes, yes. Don't go back. I almost went back because it seemed easier. Easier is not better. Thank you, Amy. Easier is not better, you guys. Easier is less painful. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to hurt. We've become really wimpy in this generation and society. We have a pill and a fix and a quick solution for everything. So we don't know how to go through a struggle. We just want to take the struggle away. You learn your greatest lessons in your struggle. That's where you build your emotional muscles. That's where you learn what you're made of. That's how you learn how to stand up for yourself. That's how you learn that you have strength and courage and ability and hope and perseverance. And those are great things to know about yourself. And you're not going to learn those things in your moments of joy. But when you struggle, you are going to learn those things. So, yeah, going back is easier, but that doesn't mean it's better. And it doesn't mean that it's right for you. Okay. Wesley, scared I wouldn't like the truth and true them. You lose trust if they lie. Sometimes get along great, but over when marriage. Don't blame each other. Yes. Okay. I'm trying to catch up with the comments, and some of them I get and some of them I don't. I would not stay to watch him drown depression and alcohol, lying about drinking because he didn't want me to leave. Yes. And that happens. And then you feel manipulated, and then you feel hurt, and then you feel sad. And so you have to take your own inventory. I'm staying to save this person and help them because I don't want them to hurt, but they're hurting me. And that doesn't just happen with alcohol. Sometimes that happens with depression. My friend just called me while I was on the live, so I had to hang up on her. Hi, Sue. If you decide to watch me, girl, change is hard. But the first step is very scary, but I'm sure it's easier. Yes, right on to all of that. Amen to all of that. Okay, Beverly, hard to know. You're the only one with all the online socializing. Hard to know you're the only one with all the online socializing. What do you mean? Beverly, help me out so beautifully. Do you mean in terms of support? You're not the only one. Like this whole forum and us talking about hanging on, letting go of relationships, and all the topics that I do every week is so that people can see another person, like a real person who's going through life. I'm a therapist, so I have a lot of experience in relationship, but personally, I have a ton of experience, and that's more important to me, and I value that, my own personal experience. So when I share this with you, is so that you don't feel alone. I know I can't fix everybody in the world. I'm a recovering codependent. I can't save anybody but myself. And I work really hard to do that. But this is all about not being alone, and you're not alone. We do relate to each other. We're all human. And why we think that these kind of people are good and those are bad, and she doesn't get me, and I don't like her face, and so therefore I'm not going to listen and I can't relate. We all have something to share and to offer to each other. All right. Too much to be compared to. So yes, socializing and social media is a lot to be compared to. Yes, Beverly, I think I know where you're going with that, with comparisons on people. And you know what? Everybody shows their best face, right? So I don't have a lighting guy. I have natural lighting on my window. I put on my own makeup myself, and this is how I look, and I'm older than a lot of people that do this kind of a thing, and it is what it is, right? So there is a lot of comparison, and we are living in a time where people look at every flaw and think they have to fix it and don't know how to accept themselves and their body and their skin and their face. And this is a whole other subject. And maybe I should do it next time, about how to live in your own skin and how to accept yourself, who you are, how you look, how you feel, how you think, just acceptance of yourself. So this is a lot of comparison. And then sometimes people get drawn and addicted to social media, and they look at people on these social media and think, oh my God, I have to look like her. I have to be like him. And they're more attractive, and nobody's going to love me, and this person is so beautiful and I can't compete. So I really want you guys to understand that we're not all meant to look the same, and we all have beauty in different forms and different shapes and different ways that we express ourselves, and we all have gifts. And the key to moving on from a relationship and letting go of a relationship is to love yourself. It's to start to look in here and go, what do I need? If I'm always thinking about what my partner and people in my life need and I forget myself, how am I going to be happy? What do I need? What truly makes me tick? What really brings me joy? You guys have to start focusing on that. Sometimes we go through life and it's just like we're on a hamster wheel. We're just walking through it like the walking zombies and the walking dead, and we're not embracing it. We're not loving life. We're not finding purpose in life. And I want you to think about hanging on, letting go of relationships. Or I am relationships and I'm walking dead through this relationship and I just a zombie going through these motions. You guys, you don't deserve that. That doesn't that doesn't ever get you what you need in your life. And to live with less joy and less passion just doesn't seem right. It's not your destiny. It's not what you're meant to do while you do here on this earth, what you're meant to do. So depending on where you're at in your relationship, take a personal inventory right now and say, am I living right in my relationship, or is my relationship holding me back? Has it met its expiration point that I need to bury that? I need to walk away from that so that my heart can open up, so that I can become passionate about life again and I can pursue my interests and I can feel free again. Think about that. That was a lot of talking from Gina. You're very confident in that, Lotus. Thank you, Beverly. God, Beverly, that is the kindest compliment. You honestly, you're beautiful. Embrace your age. I do every day, Amy. I embrace my age every day. I love every wrinkle I have up there and everywhere else. Thank you guys. You're very sweet, but I love that the confidence. Yeah, Beverly, I worked so hard on that girl. If you only knew, I was the most introverted, insecure person as a young woman, and I worked very hard on all of that. Having two alcoholic parents who stayed together was by far the worst they could have did to all of us. Oh my gosh, you guys, yeah. Sometimes people stay for their kids. That's a thing I hear throughout my 32-year career. You're not staying for their kids. You're staying because it's comfortable. You're staying because it's easy. You're staying because it's familiar. If you were doing for the kids, you would leave an alcoholic and the other alcoholic would leave you. You would separate from the situation, not so you wouldn't create more chaos for those children and more pain. And do you know when you stay in sick relationships and you're having children that you're role modeling for your children to choose sick relationships for themselves? Do you understand that we mimic our parents? You remember all those years of, I'm never going to be like my mom, and you grew up and you heard your mom coming out of your voice, or you heard your dad coming out of your head and your thoughts? Tell me if that's true for you. I know it was true for me over and over throughout my life, and I had to work on that. Embrace the good parts of my parents and let go of the bad, right? So in relationship, it's not okay to stay together for anybody when you're miserable, because now everybody's miserable. And what you're teaching people is to accept less in their life. You're teaching your children to accept less than what they deserve. Live miserable, live unhappy. It's okay. That's the role modeling that's happening there. And I'm so glad you shared that, Jody. And Greta, what's the best way to get rid of pain? Greta, that's a heavy one. I was autopilot for too long. I'll always wonder why I wasn't enough. Matt, it's not about you not being enough. And I'm so glad Vicky's telling you that. I feel I have no purpose. Tina, you need glasses. I have my glasses, but I have my contact lens on too. That way you can see me better, George. He always dangled a carrot by saying in the future he wants to fix us so we can be happy together. I left that sick home at 16 and had a daughter and put the focus on my own life. Good for you, Jody. I'm so glad to hear that. So I want to go back. There was a lot of comments, and Matt, oh my God, not being enough. Can I address that? And Greta saying about the pain, Tina about the purpose. I hope this answers all of your questions, but all three of you are enough. And your purpose in life is just finding joy, is just about affirming to yourself, I have the right. If you don't know how to let go of something and feel that pain, is one is to cry, two is to journal and write about it, three is to go get some counseling, four is to do some physical exercise. Physical exercise releases endorphins, which helps us, right, to recover from pain, physical or emotional pain. It's called bilateral stimulation in the brain. It helps to reduce traumatic events and traumatic experiences. And jogging can do that, walking can do that, any kind of exercise can do that. And going to see a therapist to do EMDR therapy can do that. And journaling, writing, talking to a friend, going into a support group, a church group, a 12-step group, get support for your pain and tell yourself, I have the right to let go of it. I don't need to live burdened by this pain anymore. I have the right to feel it and express it, but then to let it go, you guys. The reason you still feel pain is because you're carrying it with you from this painful relationship to this one, from this bad experience to this bad experience to this next bad experience. And you keep carrying the pain with you. You got to dump it and drop it and let it live in the past where it belongs. That takes writing and journaling and going to meetings and going to support groups and reading inspirational books and listening to inspirational people and taking positive things in. Yes, you can let go of pain. Yes, it is absolutely possible. Okay. So let me try to catch up. We still have a little bit of time here, and I hope I answered some of that. I'm sure I missed some of it too. But Matt being enough, and Tina talking about the pain, you are enough. It's never about you not being enough for someone when they don't meet your needs. It's never that. It's you are enough the way that you are, and you've matched yourself with someone who isn't your equal, and you are not their equal. They are meant to be and live and exist in a different relationship than the one they've chosen. And Matt, you chose a relationship that didn't meet all of your needs. And that person leaving or you leaving them isn't about you not being enough. It's about you outgrowing. It's about you expecting, needing, and wanting more and having the right to have more of a fulfilling relationship, of a mutually fulfilling and loving and respectful relationship. It's about not settling. It's not about not enough. So I hope that answers some of that and that you guys can hear that. And I know, Tina, you've talked about this before. I know you've talked about the pain about your daughter. But I want you to know something. With no action, with inaction or no action, there is no result and there is no possibility for change. It is wonderful to express your hurt and your pain, but if you're unwilling to do anything different about it, you will continue to just only have that pain to wrap yourself up in like a blanket. And so, like we were saying earlier, I think it was Greta also, I feel pain. I feel like pain makes me who I am. Great. Awesome, because it's true. So feeling it, you will heal from it. And time heals so many wounds. But Tina, in your situation is you need huge life changes and you've got to seek counseling and you've got to seek support and you can talk about it and you can speak to it and you can express your pain all that you want, but all you have is the pain because the action isn't behind it. And it seems impossible, and every situation seems impossible to all of us when we're in pain. But everything is possible. Healing is possible for everyone. And if you don't believe you can do it in counseling, believe in spiritual healing. Believe in calling upon a God of your understanding, whatever that is for you, or the universe to heal you and remove these difficult relationships and teach you how to move out of them. You need support, you need guidance, you need some parenting and educating yourself more on how not to be codependent in relationships with your children. And if you don't take any actions, nothing will ever change. It has to start with you. And if you're not willing to do that, then the pain is your friend and that you're choosing to keep close with you. And I hope that helps not just Tina, but others of you to learn that, because I told somebody this today. Recovery, if it was easy, everyone would be recovered from everything, from depression, from anxiety, PTSD, drug addiction, alcohol addiction. No, it's not easy, but don't tell yourself because it's not easy, I can't do it. It's not possible. Your self-defeating thoughts are keeping it from happening in your life. You telling yourself you can't do it is what limits you from doing it and doesn't allow you to take that next step. There is nobody that's going to show up in the moment of your pain and say, stand up and fight this and you got this. If you have those people in your life, you are so blessed. You have no idea. Those are amazing angels and spiritual guides and support in your life. And you are absolutely blessed to have them. Most of you won't ever have that. So that love and strength and tenacity and perseverance has to come from you. And you know, I'm getting preachy because when I feel like you keep yourself stuck, I've been in those places when I've been stuck, and it's the most miserable place to live. And I don't ever want that for anybody. But I'm telling you, you can choose it. You can choose to live in misery. So, back to the topic of relationship. If you're in a miserable relationship and you're choosing that for yourself, you're inflicting pain. It's like taking a whip and beat yourself with that whip. You don't got to invite somebody to inflict pain on you when you're doing it yourself. You deserve so much better. It is not the way you're meant to live. You've got to stand up and tell yourself that. And if you don't believe it, listen to this YouTube. My God, I'm so preachy tonight. Listen to this. Listen to Joel Osteen. Listen to, I don't care who, Oprah, whoever inspires you and lifts you up. Listen to them constantly and loop those positive messages in your head, because you got to drown out all these negative messages, like Matt saying he's not good enough, and Terry being so pulled and drawn and stuck in that horrible pain and relationships with her daughter. You've got to talk yourself through and coach yourself through and love yourself enough through to do the hard work to recover, and it's okay. Hi, Anthony's been busy with work. Anthony, you missed it. I went on a lot of preachy tirade for like about 15 minutes. I got all into it. So I hope you go back and listen to it. Let this strengthen you, Amy says, then figure out who you are. And yes, hi to Gina. Matt, I, in a similar situation, took 2 years to leave my ex after I got sober. He didn't. It still hurts, but I remind myself it wasn't about me. It is not about you. Amen. Thank you for sharing that with Matt. It is so true. Thank you for the amen. Sorry, my phone died. Oh, Matt. Okay. Go back and re-listen to it, Matt, because I was talking to you for like 10 minutes. Joanna, is it right for my alcoholic partner to make me stop having a drink? Oh, girl. Okay, that's interesting and confusing. Nobody can make you do anything you don't want to do. Your partner can always ask, I would love you to support me and not drinking around me. They can ask you that. That's okay to ask for that kind of support. If you don't feel you can lend that or give that, if you feel that that's not possible for you, that feels uncomfortable and limiting in some way, you also have the right to say, I can't make that promise. I know that I can not drink, Monday through Friday, but sometimes on the weekend, I want to let my hair down. If you're not an alcoholic, it's different for you. And it is very hard for an alcoholic new in recovery when they ask you that. That's their own fears. And that's their own triggers. So you guys have to manage and decide what's appropriate for you in relationship, because truly the alcoholic can't control everybody else's drinking around them. There's alcohol everywhere. They're going to go to parties, celebrations. There's going to be all kinds of people and all kinds of people, places, and things. So they have to remove themselves where they don't feel safe. And so you need to understand, if you're not able to do that, and that's a trigger for that person, they may have to pull themselves away for a period of time, sometimes permanently. It really depends on them. So I hopefully that a little bit answered the question for Joanna. Thank you. You are enough. Hi. Okay, Gina. I love it. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I tell myself all the time I can't do pray, and it seems like I try and try thinking positive, but don't work. Thanks so much. Don't stop. Even while you're telling me that, you're telling yourself another negative. I try and I pray, but it don't work. Remove that it don't work. Say, just for today, the healing didn't come, but I believe it's going to come tomorrow. Just for today, I'm going to keep doing this, no matter how it makes me feel. Though I don't see the evidence of the change in my life, I'm going to commit to doing things that change my life. Hi, Rosa Diaz. ¿Cómo estás, mi prima? Ahorita voy a terminar, empiezo esto hace 40 minutos y nada más que queda unos minutos. So those of you who didn't know, I'm Hispanic, Cuban, and that's one of my Cuban cousins. So anyways, I hope that answered Tina. You guys are absolutely awesome. Yeah, Matt, you deserve all that love. Gina, for 17 years, I've been struggling with my drug addict husband. I'm a bread maker for my 2 girls, and I am tired because he promised and promised that change. I just don't believe him anymore. Girl, 17 years is a long time to make a promise and not follow through with it. What do you all think? It is okay that you're tired. You have your limits. You don't have to settle for living in relationship with someone who's actively using, who is unhappy, miserable, selfish, and self-centered, because those are the character defects of the active alcoholic. If that man got on his knees, got sobriety, either went to treatment, went to the 12-step programs, went to church, whatever he did, and stopped drinking, I can understand you committing 17 years. Commit another 17 years. But sometimes for the addict and alcoholic, we're talking about hanging on or letting go of relationships, you guys. So this is just one more form of hanging on in an addictive relationship. Sometimes for that person, they have to suffer consequences. He hasn't lost enough yet. For some people, they have to lose everything. And in program, they teach you it's either their life path. If they don't stop using, it takes them to jails or institutions. And what they say is like, you're going to lose your minds. It's death, jails, institutions. I know I'm saying that wrong, and one of you in program will correct me about that. But basically, you're going to lose your mind, you're going to lose your life, or you're going to wind up in jail behind this drug or alcohol addiction. You don't commit to that, and you don't commit your girls to that. You can commit your girls to a beautiful, recovering, sober man who loves, honors, respects you and them, and puts you all and his family first in his life. But you don't commit to someone who's incapable of doing that right now, because you're not helping him, you're not saving him, you're not rescuing him, you're enabling him. And maybe you're the loss that he needs so that he can wake up, so that he can be saved from his affliction, because it's got to get bad and it's got to get painful for him to no longer want to have that desire to use. Or amen to that. On Honoria, Honoria Solano. I hope that answered you. Thanks. I love that you're sending each other love and support. I always want you to do that. We have enough negativity and people criticizing people and making fun of each other on this earth. We don't need more of that, you guys. It's not benefiting anybody. We're all different. We're all beautiful and unique. We are all meant for a purpose on this earth. If you haven't found it yet, it's because your purpose is not here yet. It hasn't been delivered. It hasn't been manifested. Doesn't matter how old you are. We all have that right to live and discover what that purpose is. So we don't need to be putting each other down like this and criticizing like I see on TV and social media. And the minute somebody sticks their neck out and you're making fun of them or criticizing them, we don't need that. That ain't saving, helping nobody. We're all human. We're all fragile. We're all broken. We're all vulnerable. And we all need love, care, and validation. Like I said in the beginning, we're all looking to be regarded like that. So I'm sending that to you right now. If nobody's told you today that you're regarded and that you're valued and that you have a reason and a purpose for being here, don't stay where you're not wanted. I say this all the time. Don't stay where you're not respected. Don't stay where you're not valued. Work, relationship, friendship, marriage, family, siblings, parents. Don't stay in those relationships who don't value and see the preciousness in you. And when they can't see it in you because of their selfishness, their jealousy, their narrow-mindedness, their envy, their resentment, their own self-loathing, then I want to say to you, that was my work calling me next. Everybody called me tonight on the live. I want to say to you, please learn to love and value yourself. Don't stay with people who don't value you. That is about letting go. Let go of the past, let go of the people who don't value and see your worth. Move on from them, because you're not meant to stay there. It is almost impossible to go back. Going back, we always lose sight of what's ahead of us. Our vision for our life, our joy, our passion, and our purpose are always straight ahead. Okay, so Hi, Doza. I hope that you all enjoyed that, and I'll try to catch up. You sent so many great comments at the end. Matt, I see you. I had to get away from the drinking. If they want to get help, they got to do it on their own. Amen. Gina, I remind myself when I'm feeling low, it will pass. By staying and believing his words, it's only enabling. I agree, you guys. They won't change. I feel like we're a family. Vicki, this is so great. And I love that you feel like a part of something, and I feel a part of something, and we're all kind of in it together. And this is amazing. And I am so excited. And when the time comes, I'm going to announce to you that I'm taking this even a step further. A huge blessing is coming into my life and a huge possibility for me to do this on a bigger scale. And it wouldn't be possible if I didn't take the risk and have it started with you almost a year ago, just sitting in here chatting and talking. And so when the time comes, I'll announce that in its proper form. But I'm going to take this, I'm hoping, on a bigger scale. Who knows? Maybe not. But there's a new TV kind of opportunity launching in the recovery arena that sounds incredible. And I kind of interviewed there today, and we're going to try to do some test pilot things. And I don't think that could have happened if I didn't just trust in the universe and God that this was a purpose that I was to serve. And all of a sudden it showed up in a way that I couldn't even imagine, with a friend that I knew, and we just circled back together, and then all of a sudden this is happening. So I thank you all for being part of that story, and believing and supporting me in the ways that you have. I am so incredibly grateful for this time. You know that I say that every time with all the sincerity that I can. And I know that those of you who've been with me through this journey believe that. And I'm so grateful to you. And I want you to feel how I feel about my life right now. And I can't say I feel it every day because some days are really miserable. But I know for the most part, when I'm living my purpose, it feels incredible. I feel so very, very blessed. And this is one of those moments. So I will go back and read the comments, and I'll comment on them. And I love that you guys kept sending those to me. I'm so appreciative of you. Thank you, Mary, for sharing that, and Amy, and you guys, and Brenda and Vicki and everybody. I think you're so great too. And you're such a wonderful support to me as well. Keep sending messenger. I'll go back and listen because I know I came up with a topic for next week and I already forgot what it is, but it did sound good at the time. So I'll grab that topic. I'll see you next week, Tuesday morning. I do the short live at 10:30 for about 15 minutes Pacific Standard Time. And then next Thursday, 6 p.m. Yes, 6. Yeah. Yeah. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And there might be a change in the next week because I got a kid who's hopefully graduating, and I'll have to be at her ceremony. So we'll see. I might have to change the live for in. Good night. So for